Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here. As always, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So this is going to be on the cusp weekly messages. So this is for all of my cusp signs. Alrighty, so let's jump right on in. Aries, Taurus, cusp. Aries, Taurus, cusp. There is an energy here of needing to address this past energy is what I'm picking up. So this can play out in different ways. For some of you, this is addressing somebody from your past. Somebody from your past is coming in trying to, they're either, I don't know, there's something here about like twisting the stories or twisting the truth. And you're needing to like set the record straight or needing to, excuse me, whew, you're needing to set the record straight or you're needing to like stop this person on their tracks is what I'm picking up. Because again, there's something here about, all right, there's somebody from your past. Now whether this is romantic or platonic is not relevant. The point here is that somebody may have said something or may have put you out to be like the worst of the worst in a situation, and you're either just finding out or somebody's coming up to you and saying like, oh, I really thought you were the one to blame, or I really thought you were this thing, right? Like it was all your fault. Because when something went down between you and another person, whether you broke up a relationship, a friendship, or whatever, you decided to stay silent. You didn't feel the need to air out the business to everybody or something of that matter. But this person went around either to like mutual friends or to families or whatever and pinned everything on you. And now this is coming back around and you're finding out about it and you're being asked to put the record straight. You're being asked to be like, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. But not so much like in a defensive way. It's more of like a it's more of like the space of like clarifying something for someone, right? So something very simple is like, somebody may have said, oh yeah, I broke up with them because they were so, like, they didn't give me enough attention. And it's like, no, we broke up because they were cheating. Like it's kind of like that type of thing where again somebody is focusing on what you supposedly did bad in a relationship, when in reality they were the one that did you wrong, or because of something that they did, or because of a betrayal that they did was the reason why something ended, right? Like that's kind of like what I'm picking up here. But it's like it's coming up to your attention now that somebody from your past has been spreading lies in regards to what really went down between the two of you, and you're being asked to set the record straight, to clarify things to whoever it is that is coming up to you. Why? I don't know, because you just have to set the record straight. It's just the way that it's coming in. um so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message, because again it's about, this is for this week, is about, excuse me. So this week for you is about setting some type of record straight. Um, so we are using the angels and ancestors deck. We have unlocked the magic within, the magic guardian. So there's something in this space that when you stand up for yourself and when you set some type of record straight, it's like, this is not again about being defensive or anything like that. This is about using or utilizing your throat chakra and not allowing yourself to be, hmm, to be intimidated or to be lied on, if that makes any sense, right? And I always say this, like, we have to learn to have discernment as to what it is, the things that we choose to like talk about, what it is that we choose to stand up for, right? So like if somebody is just like somebody that I don't know or whatever is making up lies about me or whatever, this and this and this, I normally just let it go because it's like whatever, right? But if it's somebody that is like personal, somebody that I know personally, or somebody that I've had an actual like interaction with, and they're going on and twisting or trying to twist what I said or what I've done, I will clarify and I'll be like, oh no, that is not what I said. This is what I said. And if that was their interpretation, then that's on them. Or this is what happened. And if that's the way that they perceive it, then that's on them. So there is this thing about like needing or learning to have discernment at when it is that you're supposed to speak up for yourself and when it is that you're supposed to just let that energy just kind of like disappear on its own, if that makes sense. So this is one of those spaces or one of those times when you're being asked to use your voice, my love. Taurus, Gemini, cusp. There is a space here of some type of like an animal guide or an animal totem or something like that is trying to come through. I'm picking up and I'm picking up two very distinct animals. I'm picking up an elephant and I'm picking up a whale. Um, I know elephants in themselves are animals that remember like things from the past. They have a very good memory, etc. I'm not too sure about like whales as like spiritual animals or spiritual guides, personally, but we can look and see what each of these animals represent spiritually. Um, Give me one second, um, because for some reason this is playing a part in your life this week. So the elephants are centered around strength, with the wisdom, loyalty, and good fortune. And the whale, again, it has to do with ancient wisdom, deep emotional healing, connection to the unconscious mind. So wisdom seems to be the repetitive message here for you guys. So there's something about like you needing to either realize the wisdom that is within you, or realizing that whatever experiences you've had in this life have given you the wisdom either to teach or to go on and help others. There's something here with you guys where you're one of those people that people gravitate towards without them even knowing it, to seek advice or to seek uh, some type of insight into like their situation. Like you're not even asking for this, but it's naturally happening. So there's something about excuse me, there's something about like diving a little deeper into that space, seeing what it is or how it is that this space of wisdom is connected to it, like your spirituality and your path. You may be holding back, or you may be holding yourself back by not exploring this aspect of your life. Does that make sense? All right. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message, Taurus Gemini. We have the ego, see from a higher perspective. So for some of you, you may have been in a space, let's put it this way, where you may feel tired of people constantly coming with you with their problems, or people thinking like that you are their therapist, etc. How about we change the perception and realize that this may be part of your calling, this may be part of your path. And because you haven't dived into this space, because you haven't done the work that is required within this space, you're looking at this as something bad, when in reality, this is something that you can be utilizing. Like it's part of your gifts, or part of like it is connected in some way again with your purpose. So take a moment and connect with spirit, find out how it is, or allow it to be revealed how it is that you're going to utilize this energy in a way to help the collective, is what I'm picking up. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to be paying attention to the downloads, to the channeling that is coming through. It may not have anything to do with tarot or anything like that. It can just be like straight up like channeling, without having to use any tools. Maybe it is, being like a spiritual coach, or in some field, in some way or shape or form. But needing to open up to this energy is what I keep on hearing. It is not by chance that people gravitate towards you. There's an ancient wisdom within you that the people are in need of, right? There's an ancient wisdom within you that the people are in need of. Gemini, Cancer, cusp. Um, I keep on hearing virus. There's some type of virus now, whether this is like physically getting a virus, or like your phone, your laptop, computer, etc., getting a virus. There's something here contagious that you're being asked to be made aware of. Now, again, for those of you like, well, it is the flu season, it is this. No, 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 no. We don't accept that here. Um, because we just don't. Let's just put it that way, right? Um, and I was a nurse for many years, and I would work during the flu season. I was giving flu injections and all of that stuff, and never got the flu myself, right? So I need you to stop looking at life in that way, or that perspective, right? There's something here that is contagious that you're being asked to be aware not to get, right? Now, for those of you, again, this can be like physical, like, there may be a stomach bug going around, there may, the flu, whatever. For others of you, this is a virus of the mind. This is a mindset, or a way of thinking that you're being asked to be very aware of. All right. So, you have certain people that lack accountability and are constantly always blaming others for their failure or for things not working out in your life. Be careful of that virus. That energy is what I'm picking up. So be aware of who it is or what it is that you are connecting to, what it is that you're choosing to listen to, what it is that you're choosing to repeat. What is it that you are echoing is the question here, because some of you are echoing things that are not allowing you to progress in a certain area of your life. If you're here sitting down and you're saying, oh, I I'm ready for a romantic relationship. I'm ready to commit to somebody and all of this stuff. And then you turn around and you're singing, what is that song? Too Good at Goodbyes, right? Or you're singing songs about like leaving or kicking somebody out and all of this and this. And it's like you're stuck in this chaotic energy of like, yeah, you're wanting one thing, but then what you're speaking up or what you are connecting at a frequency level is the opposite of what it is that you're asking for. So, like, if you're asking for financial freedom, or financial stability, or an increase in income, but you're constantly worrying about not having enough money in the bank account, or constantly worrying about like, oh, how is this going to be paid, or how am I going to pay this, or how I'm going to do this, instead of going into that knowing that, okay, all of my bills for like the February just started, right? Today is what, like, I think today is like the first or the second. I don't even know what day today is. Today's the second, I think. Yeah, so today's the second as I'm recording this, and it's like, okay, on January 31st, right, when we were going into the second, I was like, oh, all my bills for February are paid. That's it. And that's it. Like, I'm not gonna go into like this, oh no, no, like they're paid. That's it. And as the month goes by, as the days go by, everything is on automatic payments. The money is gonna be there somehow, some way. I have no idea how. All I know is that it will, because I know that it will. And that's kind of like, and again, some people gonna be like, oh, well, you're so delusional. This is no. I have respect for the energy of money, for that frequency. I work with it in a very specific way. But what I'm trying to say is that because I'm working with the energy of money, with that frequency in a specific way, I do not allow old ways or old thought patterns or echoes of what my parents used to say or anything like that to govern my relationship with that frequency, right? So there was one thing that my dad always used to say when we were growing up, and he used to say in Spanish, arrópate hasta donde la sábana te dé. Arrópate hasta donde la sábana te dé. Excuse me, I was about to yawn. And it basically means cover yourself only until where your blanket reach, right? So you're never really aiming for more. You're never really dreaming of more or anything like that. So what I started to do to get out of that mindset was like, okay, I'm in a twin bed, but my blanket is a king size. It's a California king size. So I started to change little by little the image of what I had that blanket being, because for so long growing up, I always envisioned a twin size bed, right? That barely covered the soles of my feet. Where now I see that blanket, and I see that blanket as a California king. So it's like there's so much that can fit under that blanket, and that's kind of like what you're being invited to do during this time. So we have as your closing message, and this is the deck that we're using. We have the she wolf, unleash the wild within. Unleash the wild within. You're being asked to allow yourself to dream bigger. You're being asked to allow yourself to see more for yourself and stop limiting yourself. Stop limiting yourself during this time. Cancel your cups. Excuse me. There is some type of confrontation this week. Um, it is giving this energy of like somebody being cornered, or kind of somebody's trying to catch you by surprise, or somebody's trying to start some type of um excuse me guys, some type of drama or something like that, but they're trying to utilize the element of surprise, because they think that if they surprise you or they corner you into something, like you're not going to be able to defend yourself, or you're not going to speak up for yourself or something of that matter. And they surely do not know who it is that they're dealing with, to be honest with you, because I see you calling out this person and their behavior to the T, where like it's almost kind of like their face is like flush or it's red, like from embarrassment. Now, whether this is at work or this is like within your family, or romantic relationship or whatever, again, there is this calling out of someone that they thought they were going to embarrass you, or they thought that they could intimidate you into something, right? It gives me this energy. I keep on hearing, and I don't know if you guys are on social media or not. I'm a big Facebook user. And there's this girl, Veronica, and she does like these little voice things and stuff like that. And it's usually about like the corporate world. And in one of her clips, they were like doing like a Zoom meeting or something like that. And the supervisor, or like the head of the whatever, tells her like, oh, ask her about like something that she was supposed to turn in. And in the Zoom call, she says, well, I did. I gave it to so and so. Like she gave it to her immediate supervisor, and then the supervisors, like, okay, yeah, so then the person that had asked, like the owner or whatever, goes ahead and tells her, oh, okay, so let's just take this off camera. And then Veronica's like, well, why do we have to take it off camera now? Because it's about this person and not about me. So like the supervisor was okay calling out Veronica, but not Veronica's supervisor. And it's kind of like that thing where somebody's trying to put you in that type of a situation, and they think that you're just going to take it, but in reality you're calling them out, and you're confronting them right there and then. We have the water guardian, connect with your emotions. So again, there is this very grounding space that I feel that a lot of you are coming with as you are addressing the situation, because you're not allowing yourself to be driven by like an emotional response. You're very grounded because you know exactly, it's like it's this space where you recognize this energy and you're not playing the game. You're calling it out exactly as it is, and there is no, like, nobody can say, let's put it this way, nobody's going to be able to say that you were being emotional or anything like that, because you're coming with facts, you're coming with what people say, like, you're coming with receipts. um and that's pretty much it for you guys. Leo, Virgo, cusp. Oh, I had to take a moment there. Like, as soon as I tapped into your energy, both my ears were insanely, like, they were itching like there was no tomorrow. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And this is very much, there is like a direct, there's direct instructions or direct messages coming in from spirit as to what the next plan is or the next step is in your life. And I'm like, okay, but why are both my freaking ears itching to that point? And like as I'm getting into the energy, I kind of like lose my hearing for like a second. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to like ignore a lot of people's opinion with what it is that you're doing or how it is that you're doing something. You're being guided to do something in an unconventional way is what I'm picking up. you're you're some type of blueprint when it comes to like a specific field or a specific area, and people are not understanding or cannot comprehend where it is that you get your information from, or how is it that you come up with these ideas or these, like your thought process is what keeps on coming up. And spirit is asking you, as because again, these instructions are coming in very clearly is what I want to pick up. There's no confusion. So if they're coming in through like a dream, this is not one of these dreams that you have to like decipher. If it's coming in through like a meditation, again, it's like it's very clear. Like spirit is showing you exactly what needs to be done and like the outcome of how something is unfolding. This this very much looks like a vision of the future is what I'm picking up. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at my calendar. My calendar is marked February 1st, but today is actually the 2nd. And I'm drawn to the calendar because, again, spirit is showing you exactly how something is going to unfold in your life. Now, so it's for those of you that this is like a business or something that you want to get started or you want to get off the ground, it's listen to the guidance within, and stop trying to look for stop trying to look for guidance outside of yourself during this time is what I'm picking up. As your oracle and closing message, we have the oracle, and we have what wait for important information, and that is what this week is about. Spirit is giving you a specific download. This is not, so I would take this reading, let's put it this way, as a confirmation that this information is coming in, and as a confirmation that this information is coming directly to you. There's not going to be an intermediate party or an intermediate person telling you, oh, this is what spirit wants for you. Spirit is telling you directly what spirit wants for you. Okay. I need you to get that through your head. Virgo, Libra, cusp. You're needing to cut yourself a break. Some of you are, and I'm all for like going down memory lane and revisiting certain things as a form of either to help somebody that is in a similar situation. So like I'm sharing something to like, as an example of whatever, right? Or as a way of looking how, like, to see how far I've come in a situation. So if you're guided during this time to look back at your past or to revisit something from your past, I need you to go into it with those lenses. Do not go into it with the intention or with the space of wanting to, excuse me, wanting to feel sorry for yourself because of what you should have could have done. Within the space of reminiscing in the past or reminiscing about something from your past, there you're also inviting this energy of the past to come in, whether it is like somebody from your past trying to reach out and maybe you're questioning like, oh, maybe I should be with this person or maybe this person should be in my life, right? um, Maybe we should be friends, maybe we should be together, maybe we should be working together. I don't care how this energy from the past is coming in. It is nothing more to revisit how far you've come from a situation, how much you have actually grown. It is not about you going back into those spaces, right? So like, let's put it this way. This is an example I'm going to use. I was a nurse for many years before I was pulled out of work for medical reasons, and every so often I would get a call or I would get a message or something about like somewhere that I applied like years ago or whatever, and they still held on to my application. And it's a reminiscing for me when these places reach out, because I'm like, okay, I haven't worked as a nurse in like over 8 years now, and people are still holding on to my application, right? And it brings me and allows me to see and be grateful for the time that I was a nurse, for the time that I spent in that field, right? But in no shape way, like in no shape am I going back to that, right? And it's nothing against nurses, because again, I love the field, and for years after I was pulled out of work by my doctor, I tried to get back into it. But I'm in a different phase in my life. I'm in a different in a different cycle of my life, and every time that anything comes up in regards to it, I sit there and I reminisce of who I was when I was in that space, how things were unfolding, even when I was still working as a nurse, how my intuition played a big part in how it was that I did what I did, right? And it is a beautiful space to revisit every so often, but it is not a space that spirit is inviting me to go back into. And that's what I want you, or how you need to start looking at the past when it revisits, right? So like if I have an ex that reaches out, like I will reminisce on the good times that we had together, and I would also reminisce on the bad, how things went soured in a relationship, and what did I learn in that space when I was in the, when that relationship ended. Like, how did I feel? How did I reflect in that moment? Was I blaming? Was I taking accountability? Like all of that stuff. And that is kind of like what you're being invited to do during this time, as something from your past is surfacing or revisiting you. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle as your closing message. We have the sun, enjoy success and happiness. So for a lot of you, this reminiscing of the past is so that you can start, or you should begin to allow yourself to be happy, to allow yourself to enjoy the success. And our past were the building blocks to the success and to the happiness that you have now. So it is okay, like even if, again, if somebody from the past is reaching out or anything like that, like it is not that spirit is telling you like, oh, you should be with this person or you should go back with this person. It's more of like appreciating the the part that this person played in your life at that moment in time, that has allowed you to evolve into who it is that you are today. Libra, Scorpio, cusp. There is this pattern of, what kind of snake is that though? Um, because it's giving me very much like a pattern of like a cheetah print is what I want to say, but is not on a cheetah. It's like a cheetah print snake. What snakes are cheetah prints? So I guess the rattlesnake? No, the rat snake. Sorry. So the European rat snake, also known as the leopard snake, is coming up for you guys. So the leopard snake, what is their spiritual? Give me a second, guys, because leopard snake. So the leopard, not the leopard and the snake, the leopard snake is what I want. Is a transformative energy, blending raw assertive power with deep wisdom and renewal. So for those of you that have felt or are feeling this week like there is some type of transformation or some type of renewal, just know that this is something that has been happening. I want to say for like the last couple of weeks. There is like the shedding of the old skin or shedding something in order to become a newer version, a new version of yourself. Is what I'm picking up. This is there is this and this is going to be for very few of you, but and this might just be just for one of you, is some of you are expecting and you don't even know it. And the reason why I say that is because there was there was a belief here that, or you were told multiple times or whatever, that you couldn't carry, or that you couldn't whether whether you were told that you were infertile or whatever it is. It was like you you were told that you couldn't carry a baby to term. Like there seems to be this energy of, and again guys, we're looking at the energy here. So for those of you that it has to do with like pregnancy in itself, this is the way that it's unfolding. You were told that you couldn't carry a baby to term, so you would get pregnant in the past and miscarried, and this time around is like you're going, this baby is coming to full term. Now for those of you that are like, okay Perla, I'm like past that age, I'm past that, I'm not looking to have kids, like, that's it, I'm done and over with that aspect of my life. Okay babe, so how does this energy apply to you? Well, this energy applies to you in the sense where you may have started projects or you may have started things in the past, and then you would give up like halfway through, like you didn't ever see anything to the end, you never saw anything to its fruition. And during this time, you're following through with something. So like let's say if this is like a getting healthy journey, right? Like you want a specific body type or something like that, like you're finally seeing something through. If this is like school, like you're finally finishing school, you're finally getting that job, or it's something of that matter where you're finally seeing something through. Like you're you're not stopping, something is not being stopped at the halfway mark, something is being completed all the way to the end. And I love this energy because of the fact that there's something within you that has been, again, like reborn or rebirthed in a way that you're no longer limiting yourself when it comes to the things that you want to accomplish. And those old stories are no longer a part of, they're no longer a part of your reality, right? That, oh, I could never, or I would always do this, or I would always give up, etc., etc. Like that is no longer, it's no longer a part of it. There's something here about like discipline and determination that is taking over this week. We have the white witch be the light. So like this is very much, again, this energy of like you choosing to show up for yourself, and you choosing to show up as the example of what you feel like life should be as, or like how humans should be, right? Meaning like living life with like integrity, living life with discipline, with being living life with commitment to the things that it is that you want to bring into fruition. Hope that makes sense too. Scorpio, Sagittarius, cusp. um I keep seeing across. um there's something about symbols or symbols and sigils. For some of you, you have been maybe asking or wondering what is it that you're supposed to be doing, what is your purpose or something like that. And there's something very heavily when it comes to sigils and symbols, whether it is that you're supposed to be studying them or you're supposed to be teaching people. There's something about sigils in themselves, symbols and sigils. There's something here about like the interpretations of them or the understanding of them. For others of you, maybe having dreams of like hieroglyphics, writings and things like that. I keep on picking up like ancient Egypt type of energy. There seems to be this space right now within your own spiritual vortex, is what I keep on hearing, where ancient Egypt symbols and sigils is very much a big part of your spiritual walk, your spiritual path, is what I picking up. Um, but it seems, this energy seems a little confusing. So one of the things that is coming up is like whatever it is that you are seeing, like as a sigil, as a symbol, if you're seeing hieroglyphics or dreaming of them, draw them down to the best of your ability. Draw them down. And there is a need here to go to go into a meditation specifically for clarity of how it is that this is going to unfold. For some of you, you're being asked to study um, ancient symbols and hieroglyphics. Now, when it comes to the hieroglyphics, I keep on hearing like there's different types. You have to start like you're supposed to be studying the ancient one, whatever is the most ancient type of hieroglyphic. I don't know, but I don't know a lot because I really don't know much about it. That's what I keep on hearing. It's like the ancient hieroglyphics. You're supposed to be studying symbols. You may be seeing symbols and sigils when you're watching like TVs, when you're watching certain things. And again, you're like the only one seeing them. Other people or whoever it is that you're watching things with cannot see them. Now, it's very interesting because here we have as your closing message the spring, see your seed grow. This is again giving me this very heavy energy of like, this is part of your gift. Part of your spiritual gift is seeing or being able to decipher like symbols and sigils, hieroglyphics, and etc. Um, and there's something within this space that learning about it in order to teach others or in order to help the collective when it comes to like sigils and symbols. That's kind of out there, but that's what I have for you guys. Sagittarius, Capricorn, cusp. Um, this week may seem a little chaotic. Some of you overextended yourself a couple of weeks ago. So a couple of weeks ago, you may have been in a very like you were in a very giving mood or in a very like, oh yeah, I could do this, I can do attitude type of thing, and it led you to overcommit yourself for some reason during this week. And if that is not the case, then be very aware that you don't overcommit this week. Now this overcommitted energy is precisely tied to this week. So whether it is that you overcommitted for this week or making sure that you're not overcommitting this week to like for like the rest of the month or etc., there's something here about balance needing to find balance when it comes to the things that you commit to or the things that you are allowing yourself to take part in, if that makes sense. Now, I hate to do this, but so the tone of the voice is going to change a little. My iPad started dying, so I had to disconnect the mic and connect the power because we're not stopping. We're towards we're in the the home stretch here. See, what do we have for your oracle closing message? All right, so what do we have for the closing message? For Sagittarius, Capricorn, cusp, we have a lady. Enjoy growth and reap rewards. Enjoy the growth that you've had up to this point and allow yourself to learn to celebrate the growth and allow yourself to celebrate the success that comes with that growth that you've had. Okay? Alrighty. Capricorn, Aquarius, cusp, and I apologize for the background noise. I had to disconnect the mic because my iPad was dying, so I needed to plug in the charger. So the background noise, apologize in advance. There is this thing about this week about feeling confusion or feeling like something is just not right. There's something about, what is it that you're trying to remember? There's some type of sensation or some type of warning that your body usually gives you when it comes to something. Now, when I say that, it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad, but there's something that you're feeling like in your gut feeling, and you're trying to decipher whether this feeling is good or bad, or whether this means that something good or something bad is happening. But there's confusion within that space. So whenever there's any confusion or anything like that, I always say take a moment, take a breath, and ground yourself. To be honest with you, this does not feel like anything bad. This feels like the floodgates, of spirit, like opening up within you, and you're being more in tune or being more connected to spirit. There's something about like the flow of you or the way that you are articulating yourself or the way that you're carrying yourself this week, where people can see or people can feel spirit in everything that it is that you're doing and everything and how it is that you're showing up. There's some type of an essence or an energy about you this week that other people are picking up on that is also very confusing to them, because they're not realizing that they're connecting or they're seeing that expression of spirit within you. And I feel that this is why for some of you, and as I'm saying that, like my entire body like just had like this electric shock going down. So for some of you, you you haven't allowed yourself to surrender completely to spirit before. And again, there's something about like this essence of this energy that for some of you is confusing, because it's like the self-doubt, the self-judging, all of that has disappeared. It's like it's not even, you can't even find it in like your own vocabulary. This is why you're trying to figure out this energy that you are embodying. As your closing message, we have Mother Earth, feel loved and comfort. For a lot of you, this is a weird energy to you may talk or preach about love and feeling comfort and feeling love and this and that, but when you are embodying that energy at the beginning, it feels a little like woo. That's kind of like how I feel, like woo. It keeps on reminding me of like the time when I had my knee surgery, and um prior to having my knee surgery, I had fallen and I was giving Dilaudid, and I was feeling like woo. And that's kind of like how I, like that's the energy that it feels. It's almost kind of like this high type of energy type of thing, but like the way that it encompasses like your physical being or something like that, like this essence that just kind of feels like very like, it's not just high like of the mind, it's also like the body itself is feeling it. I really do love this energy. I invite you not to run away from it when you start to feel it, and not to think, because it again, it does feel like an unfamiliar or new energy. So some of you may feel like you want to run away from it, or you want to like block it. Aquarius, Pisces, cusp. Things are looking like they're working in your favor. They're going in your favor this week. For those of you that are having some type of like legal, for those of you that are having like some type of legal battle or something, excuse me, there are things that are changing, or things that are, again, that are working in your favor. There has been a shift here. Something has been discovered, something is coming to light that is helping you on your case. For those of you, if you're saying like, well, Pearl, I don't have anything like legal going on, again, there just seems to be something that is working in your favor during this time. And you are, it's like you're finally seeing, you're finally seeing the outcome of something. So I don't know, because it's this energy very much feels like you were looking at something, or you were looking at a space in your life where you may have felt defeated, or you may have felt like something wasn't working in your favor, and it's like boom, out of nowhere, everything works, like everything comes together. And it keeps on reminding me, I saw this clip of this girl, and this is like, she was using like the example, well, she was using weight, right? And she was weighing herself every day, and like she started her weight at a certain weight on Monday, and by every single day that she weighed herself, her weight was going up like 0.2 or 0.02 of a pound or whatever. It was creeping up. By Saturday or Sunday, her weight had gone up like a pound and a half or something like that, right? And then when she reweighed herself exactly like at the week mark, which was like the following Monday or whatever, she had lost like 3 pounds, right? So sometimes there are buildups of things that seems to be working against us, right? Sometimes things seem to be working against us that are actually working in our favor. And it is not until an energy has completed a cycle, until something has reached the end of something, that then we see the benefit of how something was supposed to work in our favor, or how something really was working in our favor and not against us, right? So if you're in the midst of something that it seems like something is working against you, I would either change your perspective, or hone into the knowing that in reality this is working for you and not against you. So here we have the first card that came out was the Father Sky. I'm usually only taking one card, but we have the Air Guardian. We did talk about shifting your perception on something, shifting the perception that you have on, instead of like, oh, this is working against me, nothing ever works for me. It's like, no, this is working in my favor, and needing to have the trust in the unknown, needing to have trust that spirit is working on this on your behalf, needing to have trust that this is working in your favor, even though it doesn't seem like it at this moment. Pisces, Aries, cusp, we have this energy of celebration that is coming in. There is very much this energy of a lot of you, feel like you're finally out of the woods. You feel like things are finally again working. Like it's not necessarily like, all right, let's go. Okay, some of you have had are having a very good week this week, excuse me. Things are working in your favor. Things are unfolding and manifesting the way that you want them to, and I love this energy. Now what I need you to do is to stay grounded within this energy, is what I keep on picking up. Stay grounded within this energy and allow yourself to celebrate it. Some of you, when you have good things happening for you, when you have good things going for you, you hold yourself back because you're either, you may have friends or families or whatever that may not be having, you know, such a good time. Maybe they're having a challenging time or etc. And because of that, you sometimes tend to dim your own success, or you tend not to celebrate your success, or you tend not to celebrate the good things when they happen in your life. And Spirit is asking you to stop doing that. Your success, your happiness, your good fortune should not be compared to someone else's misfortune. And just because you're celebrating your fortune, your good, your the things that are manifesting for you, the things that you are wanting to celebrate, is in no way you trying to rub that in anyone's face or you celebrating someone else's misfortune. There's a way here, or there's a dialogue here that you have either told yourself or somebody has told you, that if you boast, and we're going to use that word because that's the way that it's coming out, about your success or something like that is something bad, or that is something that is seen as like as a sin or something of that matter. And what I want to say here is that whatever it is that is going right in your life, whatever it is that you're celebrating, it is okay for you to celebrate it openly. It is okay for you to be grateful openly. It is okay for you to bask in the celebration openly without feeling guilty because other people or people around you are not having the quote unquote same luck, or not in the same frequency as you are. You need to stop that. All right. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message. I need you to celebrate this, baby. There's too many cards. There was like 4 there. Just looking for one card, Spirit. It's like, I get it that it's going against a lot of the things that you were taught or whatever, but I really need you to listen to it. So we have 2 cards here. We have the Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. So you're happy about this. You're wanting to celebrate. You're wanting to share the success or the happiness, the joy that this brought to you. And then we have the Druid. We have hold the space. You're needing to hold the space for the celebration. You're needing to hold the space for whatever this energy is for you. Whatever it is that you have manifested, whatever it is that has worked in your favor, hold the space for that and celebrate it. Hold the space for that and celebrate it. Do not allow anybody to rob you of that celebration. Well, guys, that is all that I have. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.